Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another important vidIQ strategy session with you folks. Today, we're going to look deep into your YouTube soul. Let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Good morning, everyone. It's so great to see you here once again on this vidIQ live stream. And today, we're going to look at what could potentially be the most important decision you ever make on YouTube. We talk a lot about titles, thumbnails, cards, end screens, all those things that come together when you actually create a video. But what is your overall strategy? What identifies you as a YouTuber? And today, we're going to deep dive into that, not only with a fantastic presentation brought to our now recurring guest, but then we're going to channel audit your video content as we usually do to help you get there. So we're now being joined in the studio, or sort of like in the YouTube studio, so to speak, by Jeremy Vest. Hello, Jeremy. Welcome once again. We've had some terrible technical issues just before we went into this live stream, but you're promising this is going to go flawlessly, so please reassure me right now.
We're all good, Rob. We're going to have a great show today. By the way, did you say looking into people's YouTube souls? That's a little creepy.
Yeah, that is. I think we're looking at the very essence of what a video creator is today. Like, we can see all the skills and the facets that that people learn and develop over their YouTube journey. But I think there's always that thing that your inner desires, your passions, the message that you want to share with your video creators is something that's always seems to be sometimes lost on new YouTubers or channels who are just not really not sure what their message is. So I think, yeah, that's what we're definitely going to look at today. And I think you're going to be showing your channel at one point just to show the evolution of how you're finding your message and your branding in your channel. So Jeremy, if you're ready and we want to jump straight into this, let's get the show on the road. If you want to start sharing your screen here. And we're going to talk about your YouTube strategy. Take it away, Jeremy.
All right. So peering into your YouTube soul, apparently, today. So, one of the things I think a lot of YouTubers don't understand is the subtle, subconscious things that happen when a new user, when you go to a new channel, what do? Probably more subconsciously than consciously. You figure out what the channel's about, and if you are a fit culturally, spiritually, whatever you want to say, to be part of their community. So it's really about you figuring out, is this channel something I'm going to be into, and do these people fit me? And Rob was right. It's definitely going to be a deep show today. But I want to show you a few examples here. And Rob, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think what you said there about connecting spiritually and culturally with a person's message, it's like whether you identify with the video creator versus the audience. I think that's a crucial element. Yeah, that I think we're going to go deep into, as you say.
Yeah, and that actually is important. A lot of people don't want to talk about race and religion and cultures and things, just want to stay away from those topics. But the reality is, in general, people are going to associate themselves with a certain type of other person. And online, they're going to find, the YouTubers that they not only like and need, either for entertainment or education, but also that they can relate to. So it really just comes down to relatability. I don't know if that's a real word or not, but
I think it is.
Now.
I think you can get away with that. Yep.
That's really what it comes down to. We're not talking about like culture and religion, and like we're not trying to get in that part of it, but we are saying that you should be able to self-identify not only what you do, but the why you do it and why that's important. One of my favorite people on the planet that do this really well is actually Tim Schmoyer. So his what is master YouTube, and his why is so you can spread your message. So think about that. I come subconsciously, I look at his channel, and it's, master YouTube, spread your message. But he doesn't just have this in the banner art. He also says this in the beginning of every single video after the tease. So this messaging and all of this stuff we're talking about today is a lot deeper than some image. It's actually the thing you would tell people. If people say, hey, what's your channel about? You would say, blah, blah, blah. And so this messaging, this core fundamental that we want you to develop is really crucial for people understanding quickly the what and why you exist.
And I think I would just like to add here the simplicity of this channel banner as well. Like, you can look at this and within 5 seconds, you know what Tim Schmoy is about. There's a YouTube icon, there's some up arrows to show growth, and then what the proposition is 5 words: master YouTube, spread your message. And I think that's important for people to realize that you don't have to try and overcomplicate things with lots of graphics and so many messages. I think simplicity and the core of your channel is so important to show as strongly as possible.
Absolutely. And another thing in this particular case is it's about Tim. It's really about Tim Schmoyer. People are going to connect to him.
Yep.
And whether it's like, culturally or spiritually or however they connect, people are going to connect to him or not. And if they don't, they're probably not going to subscribe. So, like, going back through this, we have his eyes, which eyes are the window to the soul subconsciously.
Talking about soul again. Here we go. It's getting deep.
Oh my gosh. His logo, so you can identify, potentially a year from now when you purchase a product for him. His what and why statement, the branding messaging statement. And then visually, he represents, you get better with YouTube, grow with the YouTube icon and growth up. So this is a near perfect banner. Here's another banner from Philip DeFranco. And honestly, this banner tells me quickly in like probably 3 seconds that this weird dude does news 5 days a week.
Yeah. And I think that the challenge is, as we say, it's for you to be able to identify what the channel's about in as short a time as possible. And when we go on to these individual channel audits later on in the show, I think that's you'll be able to see that firsthand, if we can work it out as visitors to your channel and beforehand we know nothing about your channel and we do. It's like that aha moment, the Gestalt theory, where things just click and you get it straight away. And that's what we can see in all of these banners that you're going to show us, Jeremy.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the same's true. I don't want to get too deep into thumbnails, but this is part of your branding messaging. Yep. And Philip is the thumbnail. It is him, right? And then whatever news he's talking about. Then Tim is the thumbnail. And what I like about Tim's thumbnails is he basically is a visual storyteller. It's almost like a comic strip, where he has the elements of the visuals that what the video is about. And honestly, with his thumbnails, I know that this is a story or this is about monetization or PewDiePie. I don't necessarily need text. So what I love about Tim's thumbnails is he has his branding on the bottom left-hand side.
Yep.
So I know it's Tim. One of the biggest things I think people make mistakes on in thumbnails, and I've said this before, is if you have a thumbnail, does it look like you? Does it look like your channel? A lot of people just put up random thumbnails that don't have any consistency or branding or the same color background or your face. And without that consistency or branding or messaging on your thumbnail, how is someone going to know that's your video? Most people do not actually look at the channel name, like on the right-hand side.
So what I think one challenge might be there as we're going through this presentation is have a challenge of where you put your hand over the title and just look at the thumbnail individually. And would you be able to kind of guess to 1,800% what the title of the video is going to be? And I think that's a good challenge for you when you're doing your own thumbnails and branding your content. And
I wanted to show this cheesy guy that you all love.
Here we are, folks. Me holding a pillow with a thumb. I call this a pasty white zombie version of Rob Wilson, where I don't have quite the right lighting, but I'm sure people are seeing now that my thumbnails are increasing. And I think, Jeremy, what you should say is talk about what you're going to say about this banner, and then maybe what we can improve on it, because I think this is something we're looking at on our own channel, which we're going to try and tweak soon.
Yeah, I think that on mobile, for example, you wouldn't be able to see the whites of your eyes. So I think
Yeah.
your face needs to be way bigger. I do like the subscribe button because, so obviously you're trying to get people to subscribe to the channel, but you're doing it in a fun way and it's accepting. It's cool. Another thing that, these subtleties of this the logo is huge. Why is the logo huge? Because it works on mobile. You can read it on mobile. You won't be able to see the branding statement, though. The more views, less time.
Yeah.
So I personally wonder if we could make the vidIQ up a little higher and more views, less time underneath that.
Yep.
So that you can get the what and why branding statement in mobile. Because typically anything to the left of like Rob's thumb there is going to be cut off in mobile.
Yep. Certainly true, yeah. And I was thinking as well, things we could change here is, do we really need the Chrome extension part of the message? Because that's a tool that we have, but that's not necessarily related to directly to our YouTube contents. So there might be.
I think it may be great to, instead of that, I would have an arrow pointing to the link.
Yeah.
That says download now.
Yep.
And then they could go download the Chrome extension. They don't have to know it's a Chrome extension, but they do need to know we have software and you can go download it and install it. So that would be my thoughts on that.
So I hope folks here that you're seeing that we practice what we preach. We're happy to scrutinize our own channel, and we're on a YouTube evolution as well, and we want to improve our branding as we move forward. Speaking
of evolution, look at these thumbnails. These awesome thumbnails. Good job, man. You're kicking butt with these thumbnails. And when we start audits here in a few minutes, I would love to hear your opinion of why I think these thumbnails are good, or any of these, because it's really important. But you have the branding, you have the colors, you have the consistency, you have the eyes, and the YouTuber face emotion. So there's a lot going on from a branding perspective here.
Just if you could just go back to those thumbnails for a second. Top tip to everybody here: you see the last two thumbnails, which are hashtags and upload videos. You may see a big contrast in my face there. That's the single reason for that is a ring light. If you don't have one of these, I thoroughly recommend investing in one of these. It makes you look brilliant against a flat back wall, and with a few helps from Jeremy on just tweaking how you improve the detail and the sharpness on the pictures, that can make a huge difference. So quick tip there if you're wanting to know how to improve your faces, and I'm sure Jeremy may be able to suggest that on his own channel soon as well, with thumbnail tips.
Absolutely. So Roberto Blake, always be creating. I love everything about this banner because it's creative, and he's a guy that teaches people how to be creative, motivating and training and educating creative. So he has the what and why statement. He has the great, design that matches his motivation. And then in his thumbnails, he doesn't really have consistency as thumbnails besides himself, and that's okay. I mean, he's doing very well. I personally would imagine, though, that the colorful background thumbnails do better. And I can see these three videos, one has 7,000 views and the other has 15 and 20. So who knows, right? Because I don't see the back end of his channel, but I don't think it's a huge coincidence to see these phenomenal thumbnails with these colorful backgrounds with his eyes really big, and then the thumbnail that's not that way has less views.
Another question I might ask about Roberto's channel is that he's animated himself in the channel banner. It almost gives him a bit of a superhero look. Do you recommend doing that, or is that very channel dependent on whether you should maybe almost turn yourself into a comic book character?
I usually advised against it like 90% of the time for two reasons. One, most people, it doesn't pull off very well. In his case, it looks exactly like him.
Yeah, okay.
And then two, the second reason is he's a creative guy, so he gets away with anything he wants to. Most of us, like let's say we do lawn care, we probably don't need a cartoon version of ourselves. And, unless it's done very well, it's going to get lost in translation and people aren't going to discern you from your animation. And so odds are you're going to mess it up.
Keep it simple then, to some extent. Hey, now this is another familiar face here. Hello, Jeremy Vest, looking good.
So I decided I'm playing around. The only reason I have a channel, honestly, is because I love to do consulting and I need to play. Right? I need a playground to play on, or I will get really stale with my tips and stuff. With the new channel audit feature we have here in vidIQ, I was able to determine that the most views in organic discovery and subscribers, anytime I do a thumbnail video, I get like 1 million times more subscribers and views. And it really is my passion. So I was like, hey, I'm just going to stick to thumbnails. And if you see my branding statement, the what and why, the what is master thumbnails and the why is so that they can be seen. I
think an important thing you're saying there, Jeremy, is that every video creator is on a journey, and that journey has different chapters, and you can change your story. Like, to begin with, your value proposition may be one thing, but then you have certain videos which improve, perform much better than other videos, and then you sort of niche down and say, this is my refined message.
Think about it this way. When you were 14, you had different likes and interests than you do now. And when you were 14 does not define who you are today.
Yep.
So think about that in a channel's life. If you started somewhere, don't be a hero and just keep on doing the same thing. It may not make sense in your life. For example, with family vloggers, what happens when your kids grow up?
Mm-hmm.
There's always needs to be an evolution of life, and I think a channel is no different. So I, about a couple of months ago, changed it from my old brand name to my name because I didn't have that brand anymore. So I just always evolve this messaging and branding. Now, I haven't changed the channel enough from like being a gaming channel to a cartoon channel. I haven't crossed that bridge. So you have to be true to your audience, or you probably want to start a new channel.
Yeah, and I think that's something I want to mention as well. Like, when we talk top level again about you're culturally and spiritually connecting with your audience, and you decide to go on a slightly different path, I think as long as the core values and your internal message it still resonates with your audience, they will follow you on that journey, as you say, with like bloggers and people who life changes, but the core elements still remain the same.
Yeah, when I changed, a week ago from YouTube stuff to thumbnail stuff, my subscribers started increasing, not decreasing. And the reason for that is it's still the same people. They just know I'm focusing.
Yeah.
And you can see I don't necessarily have any branding elements here, but I have consistency in the backgrounds. And we use this template with a 6.7% impressions to views for the new vidIQ thumbnail design that we're doing. And so we had some. Have a sandbox, guys. Have a sandbox whenever you can. All right, that's the end of my presentation there, Rob.
All right, awesome. So as I just do some technical bits here, Jeremy, if you've got any challenges or suggestions to people to help them with this branding before we start looking at people's channels directly, go ahead and let us know what you think they should do.
Sure. So the first thing I would say is think like a user. Think like someone visiting your channel. So someone's visiting your channel for the first time. What do you do? What in the world do you do? The second thing you need to ask is, why do you do it? And this really needs to be a statement bigger than you. It needs to be so that people can improve their lives, or so people that can be entertained. Or it can be something very simple. It doesn't have to be like an earth-shattering, life-changing experience necessarily. But I do think that the core what and why statement of the channel should be simple but powerful.
Awesome. Oh, sorry. I cut you off mid thought there, Jeremy.
No, you're good.
I was just going to say, Awesome stuff as usual, Jeremy, and thank you very much for the presentation. Now, folks, it's over to you. If you are watching this as a live stream, please do make sure you give it a like if you enjoyed our presentation, and subscribe for a lot more stuff that we do like this every Tuesday, and all the videos that we have here to help you out on the channel. But if you're ready, and if Jeremy's ready, we're going to start looking at your channels right now. And Doberman, if you want to start pushing channels my way in our chat so that we can put some on screen, by all means do this. Jeremy, are you ready to rock? Can you see my screen?
Yep, I'm ready to go.
Okay, let's do this then. So the first channel we are looking at is, that's not the right channel. Okay, let's just move away from that for 1 second. I have a technical glitch, Jeremy, if you can just fill in for 1 second.
Sure, yeah, definitely. So, one of the biggest things we're going to see today is we're going to see a lot of people have the what. So in this case, games, effects, things like that, comics. So a lot of people are going to have the what of a channel, but a lot of people don't necessarily have the why. And I think that's really important. I think it's the what and the why that's super, super important for people. Again, people are coming to your channel, and in 3 seconds, they need to know what your channel is about, and can they relate to you as a human?
Phew, thank you for saving my bacon there, Jeremy. Right, so we are now on the correct screen, and this first channel is Videoverge, games, graphics, effects, comics, 3,000 subscribers. First thoughts, looks absolutely fantastic as a channel banner. So we've got Don't Worry. We can see that it's sort of has some comic book elements to it. Any initial thoughts here, Jeremy, as I start to do some magnification here to help anyone who's on mobile watching this live stream?
Yeah, it looks great. I love the branding. The only thing I would say is I don't know the bigger purpose. So what I mean by that is, okay, I like comic books, but why do I belong here?
Yeah.
So when I say the what and the why is explaining to a bigger cause of why someone would actually belong to your tribe. And I know this is really deep, but it really is. Like, when people subscribe, they only have so much time in a day to look at YouTube channels. So it is kind of a big decision for someone to subscribe to your channel. So you have to be compelling enough and give someone a big enough reason to subscribe.
So yeah, looking at the thumbnails again, they look absolutely fantastic. There seems to be branding and consistency, but as you say, Jeremy, there's still a little bit of a why question to answer here. It looks as if this is a channel about comic strips, not necessarily the making of them, but these are comic strips from this artist with different stories. But that's taken us maybe like a minute or two to establish, rather than being able to immediately see it.
Absolutely. And it really also looks more like a gaming channel. I think it might be a both.
Yeah, there's some Friday Nights at Freddy references as well that I can see.
So a couple of things I would put a little more some type of way. Like, some of these thumbnails are so different from each other, I wouldn't know it was your channel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have some type of consistency or branding of the thumbnails themselves, and then I would try to find a way to give the why of the channel. And
then I'm just looking finally here at the about section to see if we can determine anything else. It's you create gaming videos that tend to break the fourth wall, and sometimes you insert yourself into games. So now we're sort of moving a little bit away from perhaps a comic book element there. So it's all, from a visitor to your channel, it's always interesting to view different aspects of your channel to see, okay, so your channel banner says this, but your description says this, and your thumbnails say this. So yeah, I think maybe a little more putting the whole package together. Focus. That's the brilliant way of putting it, Jeremy. Yeah. But I hope Videoverge, I'd say, like, in terms of your branding and your colors and your artwork, that is fantastic. The message perhaps just needs a little more focus there.
Yeah, good job. Congratulations on 3,000 subs.
Congratulations. And I just looking at you tend to have some videos which perform a lot better as well. Like there's ones here with 1,000 views, and then others which have a couple of 100 views as well. One here which is like a breakthrough video as well, 100,000 views. So I think there's definitely a case here of your audience is connecting a lot more with certain parts of your content versus other pieces of content which maybe they're not doing so well. And I would just say as well, usual vidIQ tip, this video did very well. Can you double down on this, whatever it was about there? Okay.
Yeah, when I see people that have breakout videos and they don't go try to do 20 more videos with that similar subject, it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And the reason it drives me crazy is the likelihood of you ranking on your own videos, suggested videos on the right-hand side are very high. So what if you had Captain Spirit, A Life Strange 2 Theory? What if you had 20 videos similar in that topic because this broke out with 100,000 views? Would you have got 20,000 or 15,000 views on 5 other videos?
Yeah.
It's very likely when you have a series, and when you make a series playlist, you can actually be the next video. When you click series playlist, the little button, you can actually be the next video on the right-hand side. So when people are watching your videos. So it is imperative to double down when you have success.
I'm noticing here actually that the video creator looks as if they did attempt to do that to a certain extent with the next 3 videos at least being on Captain Spirit, but it was 2 live streams and then 1 on-demand video, it looks like. And although they didn't do as well as this Captain Spirit one here, it looks as if on average they did perform better than the rest of your content. We're looking at nearly 1,000 views and then another one here with 2,000 views. But yeah, as Jeremy said, don't just do 3 or 4, maybe do 5, 10, 15 to really...
And make sure it's on a series playlist.
Yeah. And just as we're doing this, a quick vidIQ plug here. If you want to really find out which videos to double down on, we've got a channel audit button here. You can click on that, and it gives you should give you a very quick, instant breakdown of what videos are performing well. Like we're doing well on the live stream, as we can see right here. But we're doing well on how to get more subscribers and how to get more views. So maybe we want to do more videos like that. But for any channel that you have, this is a free part of the vidIQ tool. Make sure to click on it every couple of days just to see if there's anything new and exciting there that you can capitalize on. So we've gone really deep there on the first channel, Jeremy, but I think there was a lot of good things that came out of a channel which is doing most things right, but there's just a few tweaks here and there which could propel their channel to the next level. All right, next one we're going to do is Pedaling with Paul, channel here with 212 subscribers. The channel name indicates a lot of what the channel's about, and we can see that again in the channel banner, but maybe again we see the what but not necessarily the why. Okay, this person is pedaling, but why do we care about that?
Right, like what are you trying to achieve out of pedaling? Or is it for fitness? Or you're professional? Like the why is a really big part, and I'll tell you, because I don't see your face there, I don't know if I can identify with you. Yep. And I don't know if I fit. Let's say like I'm a mountain biker, and I like to casually mountain bike on the weekends, and I'm looking for someone that can give me some casual mountain bike tips. I wouldn't know if that. One of the reasons to say the what and the why is also to get people out of your world that aren't part of your tribe, that don't need to be there. So, by self-selecting and being able to determine what your channel is about, I can leave faster or I can join your community faster.
Yeah, I think it's a good point there, as you say. In some of the thumbnails, we've been talking a lot about thumbnails in the last couple of weeks. There are some thumbnails where we get a stronger sense of you, like this one where you've got a reaction and we can see your sunglasses. This one with a more of a shock view, and then we go to this one where we can see 2 people hidden in some trees, and we can't really follow the story as much there. Anything else that we can find about this channel? If we just look at the About section, anything to read there?
I think you're doing a good job on your thumbnails. Give us a little less text and a little more of you riding a bike.
Yeah.
Action shots, YouTuber face. Figure out the why your channel exists so people can self-select and become part of your tribe, and post a little more consistently. Another thing I would say in your channel is you're doing some tips, but I don't think you're actually using the words people are searching for. So get a little more intense in, using titles that people are searching for. And I think you'll kick butt.
Awesome. And I was just looking at the description here, and I'm thinking there's all of these things that you're trying to tell us what you do, and in terms of a why, that you could, if you can try and encapsulate all that into 3 words that can be on your channel banner to really tell your story, I think that would be quite strong there as well. All right, let's move on to the next one. We are going with the Geeky Drinkers. So this looks to be something straight from the channel banner. This I associate both alcohol and video games playing with this one. Channel branding there looks good. Maybe that might be difficult to read on a mobile device, potentially. I'm not sure we'd have to look at on a mobile there. But you're telling us when you're getting new episodes, which is every Thursday. Geek-themed alcoholic drinks. Anything to add here? Generally, Jeremy, as I switch onto the thumbnails.
I think these guys are my best friends already. So, I mean, there's something to be said for humor. There's something to be said for, I think from a self-selection perspective of being able to determine if this is a channel you could relate to. You got nerds and drinking in the same channel.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would be like, hey, I'm a nerd and I like to drink, so don't underestimate the cheesiness, the cheesy awesomeness of their channel here, because they are understanding what they're doing. They have drinks in their hands. They have nerd stuff in their backgrounds. And honestly, their thumbnails are amazing.
Yeah.
Like for
really
a channel
fantastic.
with 100, this is a 10,000 subscriber channel thumbnail strategy right here.
There you go, folks. When we start to say a channel should have a lot more subscribers than it does, like you're getting the thumbs up and all the ding, ding, dings.
I would say, up your channel game, your channel banner game. I want to see it at the level of your thumbnails.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fun and cheesy, but it's too cluttered and not focused enough.
Any thoughts about the content? Because I'm just looking here. It's obviously about video games, and it's obviously has the drinking game challenges sort of type thing. But there's a lot of topic switching here, like from Super Mario to Overwatch to Microsoft E3 highlights. Might there be an argument to maybe focus down on a particular series, or do you think that the focus of the channel is the alcohol nerds aspect, and then you can bring in whatever topic from that genre that you think? Because I'm just looking, we got some videos with like 67 views and then others with 200 views, and then there might be ones that have 500 views, so it's like double the view count here and there. Like if we sort by most popular, have we got any potential breakthrough videos?
I wonder if if drinking is the theme and cosplay or gaming is the byproduct of the theme.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now you guys are everything, and honestly, channels will be not much if you try to go after everything. So I would see if there's like gaming, drinking games type of search intent. And then, if you make it about, if people are actually searching for like drinking, drinking games or something like that, then you can rank for that. And then whatever the game or cosplay or whatever is, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've when we were at VidCon, I had a similar channel which was like the Drunken Movie Trailer Review channel, and again the content looked really good. But how do you pitch? What do you pitch there? Do you pitch the movie trailers, or do you pitch the essence of your content, like how we're reviewing these channels or reviewing these games?
Yeah, it's relative to honestly, it's relative to the ability of the personality to have fans.
Yeah.
So this is almost like a half vlog, because with the vlog, it's all about you. I don't care what, there's a lot of drunk channels you should be checking out as well. There's from like people that teach you how to do different languages. I mean, you name it. There's all kinds of drunk stuff out there. But the ones that have really like done well tend to be very, very good personalities, and it wouldn't matter. So my point is, it wouldn't matter what game or what drink you were talking about if you captured this theme and what people are searching for a little better.
And just something I'm noticing here as well, again, very specifically in the description, is we teach you how to make 2 geek-themed alcoholic drinks while we discuss changing topics in geek culture. And so I haven't seen any that mentioned anywhere else specifically. And like, is that still true to your content? Like, how strongly is the alcoholic drink mentioned in there? So it is mentioned in there. So.
And if that was true, I would actually have like drink recipes, geek drink recipes, how to make Mario Brothers alcoholic drink. I would focus, honestly, I would do like the recipe thing first and then maybe gaming after that or something,
yeah.
or do 2 different series.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people are searching for how to make an awesome drink every week on YouTube. So I haven't even seen content like this as far as tag styles descriptions.
Okay. So yeah, certainly some interesting strategies to think about there. Thank you very much to Geeky Drinkers. And as we said, in terms of your thumbnails and your artwork and your branding, you're a channel well in excess of 150 subscribers. And there's always a telling thing with me: when a channel's getting more views than subscribers on a regular basis, you're doing something right and your channel is going in the right direction. Next up, we have Shane Morris, who looks to be a Nintendo channel, I believe. I'm not sure how I associate the nature and the plants in the background on the channel banner here. What else can we see from the...
So Fortnite in real life. So he's acting...
Right, okay.
What is that called? Lobbying or...
Nintendo label. I think it's Nintendo Laboratory thing, which I think is slightly different to Fortnite. I don't think those 2 things are connected, but there are certainly some gaming elements here. But yeah, as you say, Fortnite in real life, interesting concepts. Does it come through strongly enough in the thumbnails and the branding?
So one of the first things I would say is you're gonna find your focus. I think that, that right now we really don't know what that is from the banner itself. It's just your name. The channel icon, you look like a book author, a really smart thinking book author. You don't look like a gamer to me in your channel icon. So
interesting, very interesting. I would have never spotted that.
Right? Like, it just looks like someone I would be reading a New York Seller's Best Times. I don't know. So I don't think that it matches. This, I've been bitten by a Fortnite bug. That face looks like a gamer.
Yeah. So yeah, just looking through the thumbnails here, there seems to be some changing of strategies as well. Like a month ago, terrible golf lessons, roasting YouTubers, Pokemon Go.
I love this guy. Terrible unboxing, bad golf. I mean, this guy's awesome. He's hilarious. Obviously, I haven't even watched the video, but I know he's got to be funny.
Yeah.
So this is like a weird hybrid Frankenstein channel.
Yeah.
You're a vlog, you're a gaming channel, you're a comedy channel. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think you probably need to become a personality-driven vlog.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I mean, from Flex Seal to to golf, you're talking about everything.
Yeah. So description-wise, I was told that talking to myself is weird, so I put a camera in front of my face, and I'm talking to all of you, and not just myself.
He's a vlogger.
Yeah.
He's telling us he's a vlogger. Yeah. Come out of the vlogging closet, Shane Morris.
Yeah. And so if we could give any 5 top tips then, if you was going to go down the blogging strategy, what might they be, Jeremy? To put you a little bit on the spot there.
Sure. So focus. Let's do a series on something.
Yeah.
If you're going to stay a YouTuber versus a vlogger, stay on one topic for the rest of the year. If you're going to go down vlogging, then we need to see your personality a lot more. So your eyes need to be bigger. Your face needs to be as big as the 4th thumbnail there in every one. So the coffee and ADHD vlog, that's the perfect thumbnail.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where you either need to go that direction, or you just got to focus on one thing. That would be my biggest. And if you're going to use the word Fortnite in any stuff, put it in the very beginning of the title. Honestly, Fortnite is probably one of the hardest words in the world to rank for right now.
Yep, it certainly is. Okay, so Shay Morris there, our suggestion is maybe think about making you, like taking the Nintendo Labo box off your head and getting rid of the I'm a New York Times bestseller logo, and making it, as you say yourself, making everything feel a bit more weird and enticing to the viewer. All right, next channel we are going to bring up is a regular here at vidIQ. He's always contributing to the live stream. So Beanie Drawers, it's your turn now. And I will say, as far as I'm aware, Beanie Drawers is either in Melbourne or somewhere in Australia, which means he's always joining his live streams at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. That's dedication, so you deserve a quick channel audit here. Instantly, we can see that it looks to be about drawing, art, some really strong, and you're showing off your own work in a channel banner, which I think always goes down well in terms of the branding and consistency. Very strong in the yellows. Text may be a little too much and a little too difficult to read, but we'll send our thoughts over to the expert here. Gentlemen, what do you think here? And of course, congratulations on 20,000 subscribers, or nearly 20,000 subscribers, and a healthy channel here.
First off, just the banner, in my opinion, is the best one we've seen today. The banner is beautiful. It's amazing. As far as the what and why, I think you do a very good job explaining what your channel is about. But what if you did something like this? Learn how to draw dinosaurs better so you can blah, blah, blah. Or draw better, whatever your goals are. So give me a reason of why I should be part of your community. Maybe it's a dinosaur thing, maybe it's a drawing thing. I'm not exactly sure why you have obviously a base of almost 20,000 people that love you. I will say it looks amazing, and I want to go draw these dinosaurs right now after seeing this, So that's one thing for everyone else watching. His thumbnails tell a story where I literally want to click on them. Yeah. So I agree, Rob, that maybe there's a little too much text in some of them. I think like the Thor versus T-Rex daily doodle, I think that text is perfect. And the coloring one might be perfect. But like name this hybrid might be a little too much. Just because the more you show of drawing, the more people that draw will want to see and click on your stuff.
Yeah, what about the strategy of having the entire left-hand side occupied by the not only the logo but the channel name as well?
I would say that from a color perspective, I think there's just too much yellow happening altogether. So I don't think that having Beanie Drawers on the left hand is actually beneficial. I like the logo symbol, of you drawing. I like that, but I don't think the actual word helps. What do you think there, Rob?
Yeah, as you say, when I look at these thumbnails as a collective piece, my eyes are drawn to the yellow text, so I keep being drawn to the left-hand side and seeing Beanie Drawers, which almost subconsciously makes me think the thumbnails are a little too similar. Although that's not the case, that's just how my mind's working. If you disagree in the comments, by all means. But yeah, I'm being drawn to the bright, bold yellow text, perhaps a little more than the content of the thumbnail, these superb drawings.
And if you look at the for mom one,
this one,
Cancer Awareness Month,
yeah.
Personally, I think that logo symbol is beautiful representation of how you could show your artwork more.
I am drawn to the center of the thumbnail. It's certainly in that one, yeah.
So show your art more, less text. Do a logo symbol only, in my opinion. I think it would just really clean up your designs and be more clickable because people love art.
So I guess Beanie Drawers just to say, like, we tell people to spend a lot of time on their thumbnails. Your entire video is the culmination of your video is the thumbnail, so you probably spend 10 12 hours on each thumbnail in a kind of ironic way, and it's good to see as well that you're trying to target trending topics such as some drawings here that relate to Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. We had a little bit of an argument in the chat on vidIQ. I think the new film is absolutely atrocious. Beanie Drawers argued that Jurassic Park 3 was maybe worse, and I can certainly share your elements there. Any thoughts there, Jeremy, as we go completely off topic on what you think of Jurassic Park?
It's all right. The old ones are awesome.
Yeah, I believe the old ones are awesome, and I always like to bring in Jurassic Park references and say that if your channel is going to grow big, life will find a way. All right, let's move on to the next channel, which is going to be Sabi BG TV. This channel has 65,000 subscribers. Congratulations to you, first of all, on the success of your channel. We'll just quickly look to your thumbnails.
Let's click on a video. I got to see what this guy's on.
Okay, let's go. So we're actually going to jump into a video here. And we will probably do a live stream in the future where we focus on like channel video intros and things. But for this one, let's just jump on this one right here.
It's home away from home. This is when we all come together.
To say, come here next year. Very cool show.
ਦੇਸੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਘੱਟ ਹੀ ਬਣਦੀ ਆ
Look at that YouTuber face.
All of you here today has proven to the city one more time that we are one community.
All right.
All right, there we are, Sabi BG. A little plug for your channel, a little video footage.
Sorry, I just didn't kind of understand. I mean, obviously he has a lot of subscribers and he seems to be doing a lot of different stuff. So one thing I can say, we talked about this quite a lot in the beginning, was culturally people can or cannot identify with you. Personally, I think you would do better if you had your face there instead of the illustration or both.
Right.
On the banner, because, you know, you're representing or maybe even like Indian flag or something to really represent your culture.
Yep.
You're telling me you're from India, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not, I don't feel like this banner looks like anything from India.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like I don't feel like it. I'm not saying like if you're from America, you have to have like a bald eagle and, you know, in a flag. But I'm just saying, like right now, I think the orange, I think you're missing. What I would like to see is one of your crazy skits or something, like a picture, like something that really represents what your videos are about and culturally represents what your videos are about.
Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on the thumbnails here? Immediately, I can see the video creators using a template and then attaching certain elements, whether that's somebody who's interviewed in the video and something identifying in the background, like an American flag here, Mexican flag there. Are these thumbnails too similar, or are they just right? Anything we could suggest here?
I like the consistency. I think I do wonder if it's too consistent. And then I would more YouTube face, closer eyes. I can't really see the eyes. The girl with the glasses is a pretty good example of how big I would make the actual faces.
Which one is that, Jeremy? Sorry.
The girl with the glasses on the second
this
row.
One here.
Yeah. That's a pretty good representation of how big I would make the faces every time. Because, you know, you can see her smile, the whites of her teeth, her eyes, and I think that's a good representation of the physical size of an image.
Yeah.
I kind of agree that I think these thumbnails may be on the other extreme of too similar.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I mean, I would look at impressions of views, and I know if I saw 7 of these on the right-hand side, I may be a little confused of what I was looking at.
Yeah, but we've seen some experimentation here actually, where the so the last 4 have actually changed completely, and there's one here at least that's got 300,000 views. So congratulations there, and just a quick canvas, 3,000 views, 2,000 views. Some very spiky view counts here. Sometimes you have barely 100 views, sometimes you have hundreds of thousands of views, and one here with 1.5 million views. So congratulations on finding your target audience and nailing it. Like maybe one in every 3 videos, Sabi. It's awesome to see that.
And I would say, like, Indian dads asking Indian dads awkward questions. Man, you got to have some YouTuber face there. I want to see like an Indian dad with like a weird expression, like big faces, because I can kind of see them, like that guy with his hand sticking out in the background.
Yeah.
That guy's hilarious. And it would be a great thumbnail, or a lot better rather, if his expressions were bigger on screen.
So we should maybe take out, we should focus on one person in the thumbnail.
One or two, right? Maybe the interviewer.
Yeah.
And the big person, the person really big. I love these last 4 videos, 5 thumbnails compared to the rest. I think it's a whole different ball game. I think it's a million times better. I really like the pink in the background of Hello Friends. Experiment, keep on playing, but definitely get those faces bigger. And no matter what you're doing, I think you'll get a lot more success.
All right, so that's our channel audits for this week, but we've not quite finished the show yet. Jeremy, if you want to just summarize what you've seen here today in the channels that we looked at, and I'm going to do some more technical things in the background, and we'll move on to the next part of the show.
Sure. So I think in general, I mean, we've seen a lot of diversity from 80,000 subscribers to 200 subscribers. Yeah. So I will say that the biggest theme is a lot of people don't understand that when people are going to your channel, they're asking 2 questions. And maybe subconsciously they're asking them, but I promise you they're asking, what is this channel about? So if you don't have focus on your channel, you've probably lost most of your potential audience, unless you're a vlog, and then they need to know who you are as a person. So what's this channel about? And why does that relate to me? How can I relate that to myself? Do I fit in this person's tribe? Do I care enough about what they believe in to actually subscribe? So those 2 things are very, very, very important. And they can be simplistic, they really can. So from mine to like master thumbnails to get more views type of thing, to just it doesn't have to be complicated, but in 3 seconds, people need to know the what and why your channel exists. And then when in doubt, make your faces bigger all the time in everything you do. So
yeah, I'm just going to go very close to the webcam here, folks. Yeah, does that help? Jeremy can't see me. I'm really in front of a webcam. We should probably have some sort of webcam off on one of his live streams, and people can say which is the best looking one. Like, I think you're a lot in focus at the moment, but people are probably asking what are the little different things they can have seen behind my shelf. Okay, what we're going to do now, folks, is we're piloting something new this week, but it's only going to be one question. I'm going to start scouring the vidIQ chat every week, and we're going to try and answer some Q&A from comments that come in. Unfortunately, I've had a technical issue and I can only get one question to work this week, but if it's on screen now, Jeremy, you can't see this, so I'm going to read it out to you, but if you have questions that we can't answer in the live stream, just post them on vidIQ when you're watching any of our videos, and we want to try and answer 3 or 4 each week. So this one comes from A Nestful, and it's asking us to do a video on how we actually reach out to brands. I see videos talking about other revenues of income, but how do we get those brand deals? How do we get sponsorship? How do we do collabs with bigger YouTubers? I'm a type of person that I need a roadmap. I need to know that I can do X, Y, and Z every day in order to get where I want to go. I want to be full-time YouTube, but I'm struggling to find my way. I know the essence of what I want on my channel, but I'm really struggling right now. So I think the general question is, with all the monetization blockers that YouTube have introduced this year, especially for smaller channels, how can people make income and reach out to people outside of YouTube's control?
You know what's pretty interesting, like for myself, I'm a tiny YouTuber myself. Even though over the last decade I've helped the brands I've worked with get billions of views. I mean, I've been on both sides of the brand deals. But when I recently went to just thumbnails on my channel. In that like 4 days since I've done that, I've had 3 brands call me. I've never had a brand on my baby channel call me ever one time. And I'll tell you why. It's pretty simple. There's only so many people that do so many things in the world. If you are that person that represents that thing, then people probably will reach out to you and find you. The more focus you have on your channel and the better your content gets every week, the more likely brands will want to work with you. One question I have is, if you have enough focus, why wouldn't every major brand in the industry know who you were?
Yeah.
And that's a challenge to you. And it's also a question to you. My niche focus is to a point to where I literally know probably 50% of the brands that exist in my ecosphere. And they actually know who I am. I've worked my butt off for the last 10 years to get there. I speak and, all this stuff. So I'm not bragging. I'm just saying it is a hustle. It's a daily hustle. I wouldn't look at it as if I'm doing YouTube, I need brand deals. I would look at it is, what do you have to offer? What do you have to offer someone else? Is it your phenomenal presentation skills? Is it your charm? Is it your audience? If you have, I worked with a guy last year. All he does is lawnmower stuff. He just tells people how to cut their grass. You know how many manufacturers of lawnmowers there are in America alone? There are thousands. You know how many lawnmower YouTubers there are? Like almost none.
Yeah.
There's like a couple of dozen.
Yeah.
So understanding how you can benefit a company is really crucial. And then making sure they know who you are. Making sure they know who you are and give them a reason to know. In my case, I've spoke at every large conference in my industry in the world and write for the big magazines and all the fancy stuff. I climbing a big hill, climbing my Everest. That's how people know who I am. For a lot of the brands I've worked with, like big computer companies and car companies, the way I have always got brand deals for YouTubers for the brands themselves, it's pretty simple. We're looking for a specific thing. So maybe we're just looking for a YouTube channel with 50 to 100,000 subscribers, because there's price tiers, right? So there's price tiers. And we're looking for a specific thing, and that particular YouTuber matched it. So if your channel is not specific, I really don't know, unless you're a big, 100,000 plus subscriber channel. I really don't even know how brands would know who you were. Did that make any sense at all?
I'm seeing in a chat that there's a lot of people say like advice of a lifetime there from Cruisy Way. So awesome. I think you did a thorough job there. Well, a couple of things I would just add is when your channel grows and companies start to contact you, make sure that you have some sort of media kit or way to really tell people what you can offer a business if they are wanting to work with you. And another thing is, and this kind of extends its way to MCNs as well, don't accept the first offers that you're given. See what they're offering, and then see what other options are coming in. Like, for example, in my experience, I was a tech channel, and a number of random Chinese companies that would contact me to review Bluetooth speakers. It was phenomenal. Like, I could have had 20 or 30 a week. So just realize that once a company starts to contact you, you want to pick and choose which ones you think are the right fit for your channel, and not just necessarily to earn a quick buck, because your audience will always see right through that. So that was our pilot test of... I
have one more thing to add there real quick.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
So one of the biggest ways that's really changed a lot of YouTubers' lives I've seen in these brand deals is, when possible, negotiate a 12-month. So let's say you do a brand deal, you make a couple $1,000, everything's happy. That brand that you worked with needs 12 months a year of brand deals. You probably need 12 months a year of sustainable income. Why don't you give this brand a discount, loyalty, and a monthly retainer? It would take you 12 times as hard to get 12 contracts. So my biggest recommendation I could give anyone doing brand deals is take care of your customers as if they are honored and happy to have you.
Yeah.
And if a company is getting benefit from you, why in the world would they want to stop using you?
Yeah.
12-month brand deals. That is the secret to small YouTube success that I've seen on both sides. I've been on both sides, the brand side and the YouTuber side. And I can just tell you, when a YouTuber is able to help a brand wants to help the YouTuber.
Yeah, I think I would go exactly back to my example where, folks, the reason I'm here helping and promoting and working with vidIQ is because I made a video on my channel, and our boss here got in contact with me, and we just built up a relationship over a period of time and built trust about what we're doing. It wasn't, I think, as I might describe it, a one-time Craigslist or Facebook sale to try and get the best price. It was like, okay, we're doing something here. We're going to try and work in the long term.
This is the ultimate brand deal, Rob.
Yeah, and this is where I am now. And like Jeremy, as you say, you working in the industry and like deciding your direction and building up the contacts, and this is why we're both here now, trying to answer this question and going 10 minutes into this, and it's like going on a deep dive here, going into the soul of sponsorship and brand deals. So I hope people found that useful. I've not noticed a massive drop-off on the live stream, which is good. You found this advice useful. And as I say, we want to do more of these. I just have a technical issue where I can't switch to the next question. It's really frustrating in OBS. But considering the number of technical issues we had 2 minutes before we went live, I think this has been a pretty awesome live stream, Jeremy. And as you said, it's gone off without a hitch. So I'll take that question off screen now. And yeah, folks, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. We're now rushing to do something else. We're actually doing a webinar on new things for new users of vidIQ. If you want to join it, I think check our Twitter feed. There's a couple of links on there. And Jeremy's going to be fronting that one, and I'll be working behind the scenes. So fingers crossed that's a technical success as well. Feeling nervous about that, Jeremy?
No way.
Awesome. So yeah, if you enjoyed this live stream, do make sure to give it a thumbs up and share this with any like-minded video creators and may find this useful, because not only do you need help growing your channel, we also need help growing our channel so we can help more channels grow their channels and spread a message that impacts the world. Just leaves me to say thank you very much, as always, for your time, Jeremy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And we'll see you all again next week. Enjoy the rest of your video making day. Bye for now.